Okay, so we just got done with lesson 4. I'm gonna just go ahead and go to lesson 5. I mean, they're not really similar, but they're very easy once you get the hang of it. So this one, we have this thing called a variable. So a variable is something that stores information. So in this case, if we're looking at number 1, we see the fact that it's gonna ask you I'm gonna put something here for right now so we can get done with it. That the variable x position equals to 50. So basically how they write this is anytime you put x position, so anytime I put this x position right here, then that's gonna equal 50. So that's all we're saying. We're saying that every time we have this, whatever the word is, we're gonna assign it a value. And so in this case, we got this value being equal to 50. So basically you can read the same way as, I'm gonna show you the both of them. This equal 50, or if I type, I don't want to type in here, but if I type 50 in there, it'll be the exact same thing, all right? You can go ahead and watch the video. They're gonna tell you the same thing. All right, so here we go again. They're gonna ask you for another prediction. So if we're looking at this right here, again, x position equals 300, and I have what's the y equals 100. So again, find you 300 and 100, which would be, where's it at? It's up here. Right here. So this is where it'll be at, somewhere around there, and then boom, there you go. So again, all they're doing is a variable just stores information. So if you name it sky, and then you said the sky is equal to 1 billion, then the sky equals to 1 billion, all right? So let's run through these right quick. Again, we're not gonna do all of them, but we're gonna make sure we get most of them done. So when we do variables, they do have some type of just common practices that they want to. Basically, the labels can't have any spaces. The labels can't start with a number. Capitalization and spelling must be exactly the same. So those are like just the rules. So if we look over here, we have space. So what do we do with space? Backspace it, right? Delete it. As far as it, could you rewrite this whole thing? Yeah, you could, but for time purposes, I just want to make sure everybody gets it. So backspace where it has that one. All right. And then what's the next rule? It can't start with the number. All right, so we know that that's not going to work. All right, last rule, X position. So if that's a uppercase L, then this one has to be you're right. Good job. An uppercase L. All right, run it. Boom, it pops up. I mean, it's that simple. Like that's all we had to do. Now, one of the things is that it's not in the right location, but it's okay. We'll fix that afterwards. All right, next one. Here we go to our petal sizes. So these are our petals. And so in this case, they want us to change basically the number assigned to petal size so they can touch each other. So right now they're 50, so that's pretty small. You do not have to change this because the name of the variable right here is already inside of it. All right, boop. Oh, are you ready? Is it touching? Barely. Watch this. Perfect. All right, next one. So here we have a whole bunch of different ones. This is the only one we'll do. After that, I can finish the rest up. So how do you change the variable? So in this case, here's the size of it. Now, what can we do to make sure this like spreads over the entire thing? Just give it a humongous number. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, it's really that simple. Like, just give it a bigger number. You want it to get bigger? Just put a bigger number. All right, next. Next one right here, debug the variable names. So we run it, not gonna run. And so again, we have a lowercase x, but we have uppercase X, just change it. You have uppercase Y, need a lowercase y, just change that. Boom, boom, there you go. So again, with variables, it has to be the same, no spaces, no numbers to start off with. If it's a capital L, it gotta be a capital L. If it's a lowercase L, it gotta be a lowercase L. All right. All right, what's this? It's a bear. Oh, okay. All right, so this one, all they want to do is make sure you use the variable. So before, we changed the variable. Now they want us to use the variable. So every place you have 80, we can change that to equal ear size. So if I find that, ear size, ear size, ear size, ear size. All right, pretty simple. Every time we have 15, we can change that to eye size. So eye size, eye size, eye size, and eye size. All right, every time we have center, we can, every time we got 200, we can change that to center. So find your 200, center, and then center. Is that our 200s? Oh, and then center and center. Oh, did I change it? Oh, I didn't even change it. Whoops, my bad. All right, and that's simple. So again, to save time, just you can use a variable, because again, it will store the information and make it simplistic. It's literally that simple. All right, what's the last one? Oh, debug the bad naming. Okay, anyway, so here's var equals shape size. Remember, what's our rule? Click here if you need help. Again, can't have any spaces, can't start with a number, and then capitalization, spelling, and the name must be exactly the same. So if you look at our variable, you probably know what it is ahead of time because you're smart. All we're doing is taking that out. And then every place where we have this shape size, we can go ahead. Now, I'm about to show you something that's cool. Watch this. So this is what we had before. Now we see all these say size. Can we just erase shape and be okay? Yes, because you can name your variable whatever you want to name it. Like I can change all these to A, B, F, W, whatever you want to name it, right? And we can run it and it will work just fine. So don't feel like it has to be like a specific name. I would encourage you to do it, but if it's easier just to name it something that is quick, then do it. If you're doing more complicated programs, then yeah, you will have to start naming it just so you can have organizations. But for this, just to understand variables, just know that a variable is just a name of whatever. So if you want to name instead of naming all of them Labradors or Chihuahuas, you can just name it dog. You know what I mean? It's going to do exactly the same way. So every size of a dog will change as you change your variable. Okay? With that being said, thank you again for letting me serve you. Have a good one.